If you are here, can you hear me clearly? If you can hear me clearly, type 111 on the comment section. 111 if you can hear me clearly. 111. 111 if you can hear me clearly. Good, good. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Joshua. Nice to meet you, Jessica. Thank you, thank you. Is my voice very clear? You can just tell me if the voice is very clear and if you can hear me very sound and good. Let us know if we are good to go. I'm excited. I'm excited. Good, good. Thank you very much. Can hear me clearly. All right. If you can hear me, just put uh, maybe 111 on the comment box. Let me know if you can hear me clearly. So we start as soon as possible. Good. Thank you very much. Blessing. It's nice to have everyone here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's nice to have everyone here. So yesterday I put up a poll on a group, and I actually wanted to see how I wanted to understand us better, to know the audience I'll be speaking to today and how best to serve us. So we don't, end up speaking outside of the box. So we have to first understand what you are going through so I can basically tackle it from that point. And I had a lot, I was surprised, like really, really surprised because I had a lot of, um, I didn't think this was going to be what everyone would pick, but everybody seems to be, majority seem to be individuals who wants to learn a profitable skill or sharpen the one they already have, but they are not sure what to learn or where to start. So it was like, wow, it was really, it was, it was interesting. But of course, I do like it. I like the sincerity, and I, I'm very happy that we have people like that here. It's not just too surprising for me because I think this is something that every youth or every young adult who's just coming up would definitely face. I was there, or I have been there rather. So that is it. That is it. Thank you, thank you, thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. So are we good to go? Can we start? Can we start officially, or should we wait for our brothers who are sleeping? Can we move? I cite all of you. Thank you, Kevin. Gram Media, the likes of those and likes of that. I cite all of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. So we're going to be discussing like a lot today, but let me officially welcome you to the Identity and Income Summit 2025, or 1.0 per se, as we want to call it. And I'm very, very like, I'm happy to have all of you here. I'm happy to have all of you here. We have a lot, but we're going to break this down one at a time, one after the other. So we have the identity segment, we have the positioning and branding segments, and we have the monetization segments. Of course, it's a 3-day summit, so we're going to have to deal with it one at a time. So, but the foundation of everything is our identity. It's possible for you to want to learn a thing without actually understanding well what to learn or the right thing to learn. Everybody has a skill, but not everybody has the right skill. So the reason why we're here today is actually to understand our purpose or our identity per se. We're going to be learning a lot. Firstly, we're going to be understanding the meaning of identity and so many other things, So, if you are ready to, okay, all right. If you are ready to fly with me, just drop an emoji, your best emoji in the chat box, then I would know we are all ready to move. Then, of course, we'll start immediately. Then I can share my slide, and then let's see what we can achieve today. But I'm so glad to have everyone here. My voice still heard? Can I? All right. Good. Thank you very much. Blessing. Thank you very much. All right. Put up the slide. In learning a skill or in positioning yourself online, there's one major thing you have to understand. Is the fact that you first have to know what you want to do before even starting. Because one major challenge I've seen over the years is the fact that individuals who are very passionate and zealous, because they've actually seen that you can make money online, this person is making it online, they want to try as much as possible to replicate those person's results. And at the end of the day, they end up learning skills. And they don't just move to learn one skill, they learn multiple skills. I'm going to start my story by helping you understand how it was for me coming up. It was a bit, it was, how do I put this now? It was confusing. I had a lot of confusing background while coming up as a young creative, and every time my pastor always said, "Jude, are you confused again? Are you confused again?" Because I ended up learning more than 20 skills. I'm very serious, more than 20 skills. it was it was frustrating at some point, of course, because I didn't see, I didn't understand which one to focus on. When I started out as what's it called, an undergraduate, I just wanted to make money. That was the major thing on my head because it was more of like the struggle. You can't hear me. Say they can't hear me clearly. Let me confirm. Please confirm who can't hear me. Please confirm you can hear me. Just type 111. I'll know, okay, you can hear me. I think somebody's saying he can't hear me clearly. Let me be sure my mic is active so I don't end up talking to the air. All right, all right, all right. You can hear me now. All right. So, like I said, I was very confused coming up as a young creative. I had multiple skills. What led me to having multiple skills was the fact that I wanted to make money. I was just like many of you here today. I really wanted to make money. So I think at first I started with graphic designing. So graphic design was somewhat of interesting because I was somebody who loved the creative space and I love being creative. So I just want to design, bring some ideas to life in a very creative way. And it was just like that. But over the years or over the weeks, I think so, it didn't take me up to like a month to actually learn graphic designing. I started working for people. As a matter of fact, I started teaching some people how to even design graphics, but it was kind of basic, but I was sharp doing what I had to do, and I was getting paid 5K for flyer, 2K, 3K, and the likes of that for flyer. Then it got to a point where I think after a week or a month, something like that, video editing was now the reigning skill at that point. It was interesting because what's funny is the fact that you can never actually pick interest in one thing today, and tomorrow it seems like you are picking another interest on another skill. So I had to learn video editing, and I started being a video editor. After video editing, the next reigning skill was web design. It was interesting. At the same point, I picked interest in web design and I started designing because it's more of like I moved from graphic design to video editing, from video editing to web design. So it's more of like the pay was increasing. So I was like, this thing is actually good and stuff. Needless did I know that I was actually endangering myself and confusing myself the more. Because everything, at the end of the day, I ended up stuck at a certain point because it was more of like, what am I ever going to do? It was now, I was now given this tag, jack of all trades and master of none. And in as much as I wanted to get gigs or get good jobs and make good money, I wasn't actually seeing the right audience, or the right audience wasn't, they weren't coming to me. So it was very frustrating for me. So it got to a point where, of course, the Lord helped me massively because I was directed. I worked for a lady in Florida. Then I think, something happened. Then she adopted me because she said like I was very creative and all that. So she was a career coach. So she was the one who had to take me through the process of actually discovering myself, discovering my purpose and what I really wanted to do, so I can move straight to doing it instead of dubbing here and there and just being confused all the time. So we moved from the assessment test to actually understand who I am. That was where, it's funny, that was where I actually got to know my personality as an advocate, then other things that we had to do until we derive it and, came to a point where I was, I understood my calling, I understood my identity, I understood what I actually wanted to do. Then I started learning things and moving in the direction of that purpose of which I was called and all that. So today we are going to be like discovering our identity. It's very important. It's very important. So we won't be like jack of all trades and master of none. We'll be discovering our identity. So let's move on to why we are here. Second slide, please. So what is identity? That is the first question we are going to be asking ourselves. What is identity? What is identity? Because if we don't actually understand the meaning of identity, we end up falling prey of this digital space and the likes of those things. So what's identity and what identity is not? So identity is not what you do or what you want to do. Identity is not what is trending. Identity is not what your friends are doing. You have to first understand that aspect. It's not what your friends are doing. Because your friends are doing this and they are making enough money, you think that is what you want to do, or that is what you are called to do because you think you have a very huge and big brain. You can carry so many things and all. So you want to learn this and that at the same time. Identity is not what your friends are doing. Identity is not what your parents expect from you or what your parents are, asking you to do. Identity is how you naturally think. Identity is how you solve problems and how you create values. It's you. Identity is you. Just understand that aspect. Identity is, let's put it in a very simple term here. It said identity is your default mode. It's who you are. It's something you can do even while you are sleeping. Identity is, it feels what feels natural to you and feels like work to others. While I was in school, reading academics book when, it wasn't really like, I didn't really find much interest in it. What I really loved reading was motivational book, inspirational books, Brian Tracy's, the Vusi Tembekwayos and the likes of them, listening to those podcasts and everything. I was more of like inclined to those parts than the book, but there were some of my friends, they love academic book. So what feels natural to me feels like work to them, and what feels natural to them feels like work to me. So identity is what feels natural to you and feels like work to others. Identity is what drains others, but it energizes you. So taking an example, me, for example, I love teaching. I really do love teaching, but there are individuals who cannot actually stand in front of their classrooms to even teach. Talk less more of teaching somebody who is even close to them. But I really love doing it, and I can do it for hours. I can talk for years. Sincerely, I can't do that. So most people confuse interest with identity. That was what I was trying to say in the first place. Interest can change weekly. So you can have an interest for this particular thing today, but that doesn't mean that that interest is something that you are called to do. There are people who had interest in training a cat, for example, but after a week, they heard one or two from their friends or people around that cats are witches, they are this, they are that, and everything, and they lost interest. And at the end of the day, they didn't train a cat, they ended up training a dog. So will you then say you missed your identity or you made a mistake, or that wasn't actually your purpose in the first place? So identity is something that basically you have to understand. So interests change weekly, but identity is something that shows up, repeatedly. It's like a pattern. Identity is not chosen randomly. It reveals itself through pattern. That's something you have to understand. There are people who basically love singing. You have to get this point. Get it very clear. While you are growing up, you actually love singing a lot. You enjoy singing. If you sit down to actually think. Now, let me give you the core purpose of why we are here and the reason why you basically want to learn a skill. The reason why everybody wants to learn a skill because we understand that the world is moving and it's gradually evolving. Not even gradually, it's rapidly evolving, and we are going digital completely. So it means that in years to come, or in time to come, basically, we would see more of remote workers than physical corporate workers. So what that means, remote workers is like people who work directly from home. So what that means is you want to be something that you enjoy. So you want to be that part of yourself whereby, take an example for me, I'm a complete and full-time remote worker. So what I do, I'm always inside my house. I can work from anywhere. So I can decide throughout this week I will not work. And I will not work, and money will stay into my account. I can decide I'm not going to stress myself today, and I'm not going to stress myself. I can decide this is what I want to do, and this is what I want to do. So the purpose of actually discovering one's purpose or discovering one's identity is to do that thing you love doing and earn from it. Let me know if you can still hear me and you understand what I'm trying to say. Just type 111 or whatever you have to type. Just drop your favorite emoji on the comment box if you can still hear me clearly and you're understanding what I'm trying to say. So the reason, the main purpose, the core purpose of actually discovering your identity is so that you will know what you are good at doing, what you love and enjoy doing, and you will do that thing and you'll be making money from it. So there are people basically who love singing. So while you are singing, you are making money from it at the comfort of your home. I don't know if you get the point. So there are people who love drawing. So you like drawing, but while you are drawing, there are people who draw basically for fun and the likes of those things. There are people who talk for fun. There are people who sing, who act for fun. But while you are doing this, as your comfort zone, you are making money. That is the aim. So you cannot actually go or get to that point unless you understand your identity. What do you really love? Or converting what you love to actual income or resources. Do we get the point? Do we get that point? Do we get that point? So there are people who love designing. When you design graphics, at the end of the day, you just see it like, wow, I love this thing. It's very nice, it's very fine. You feel fulfilled. And while you are doing that, you are getting people to pay you to do that, and you can do it anytime. You are inside, you can just be in the road walking, or you can do this at the comfort of your home. So that is where we are getting to. That is where the world is gradually moving to. And if we don't actually understand this now, it's going to be hard for us. It's going to be hard for us because a lot of us are so filled with so much confusion. A lot, like so much confusion. And it's really going to affect us on the long run if we don't actually understand what is our identity, what we are called to do. So let me continue with what we are here for. Sorry for digressing. So most people confuse interest with identity. Like I said, interest can change weekly, but identity shows up repeatedly. It's a pattern. It's not something that is chosen randomly. It's something that reveals itself through pattern. We get to understand this. Just stay with me. So why most people struggle with identity? Let's dig deep into this and actually understand why most people struggle with identity. Why is it that you cannot actually understand what you want to go for? You want to learn a skill, but you don't actually know the skill to learn because you are so confused. We're in a confused and in a noisy world. I usually tell one of my mentors in one of those states, and I will tell him, "Sir, the world is noisy." He'll be like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Every day you hear this, you hear this, you hear. Nobody even know. What will I do? Should I be a content creator? Should I be a video editor? Should I be this?" The pressure, like, can I be everything and just still be who I want to be? But it doesn't work that way. So when the world is noisy, how can you actually focus? It causes a lot of struggle, but how can you still be able to, discover your identity? So what most people struggle with identity is, most people struggle with their identity because they were never taught how to discover it. That is something we are, majority of us here, we are Nigerians. Please, where are you chatting from or where are you joining from? Just put, is it Edo State? Is it Lagos State? Is it Nigeria? Is it UK? Wherever you're streaming from, just put your, the country you're streaming from there. Let me know that. So they were never taught how to discover it, especially in Nigeria. We have some schools, not going to point names, we have some schools who, they don't basically teach us what we want to become. In some civilized states, I had to do some study and understand these things. When a child is growing up and they find out that this child has, peak interest in football, there is something they do. They don't take them to school. Even if they are going to take them to school, more like basic school for them to understand English and the likes of those things. Some of them don't even go to schools. They do home lessons. Like, that's what they do majorly. Home lessons. They pay a coach or they pay a teacher basically who comes to teach their child at home. And after that, they take their child to an academy, a football academy, where that child focuses on what he wants to become. So that at the end of the day, you find out that child is passionate about football. There are children who grow up to, love photography. They don't just take you to school and say, "Hey, you're going to school." No. They take you to this specialized school that is meant for you. But you see, schools here in Nigeria and everything, they confuse you because at the end of the day, you go to school, they give you courses that are not even in any way close to what you want to study. You have to borrow courses here and there, which, of course, I think majority of the times, I just try to think that it's not actually useful. There's no need. Why are you giving me this course? Why do I have to offer this, and likes of that? It doesn't really make sense. So actually, give me what I want to study. So I went to school to actually study zoology. So if I'm studying zoology, just give me course. Let me just understand the animal, understand this, and the likes of those things. Why are you giving me other courses, GST, this one, like, I don't need it. So how will you give me that? You get now. So you were never taught, it's not your fault, you were never taught how to discover your identity. That is something that you are never taught in Nigeria, especially. You were never taught this. Now, school trained you to be obedient, but they never taught you self-awareness. That is something also that a lot of us are lacking. See, and at the end of the day, most of us have low self-esteem. We can't even stand, in front of a congregation. We can't actually do much. We are just confused, and one set of confused generations and the likes of that. That is because the system is, I would say, quashed. The system is, it's fraud. They defrauded us. We paid school fees for years, and at the end of the day, we are coming back to learn ourselves, to understand self-awareness and understand what we are actually going to do. So what was the school for? So that's why majority of the time I just look at it, it's like, what's the need to even go to school? But there's actually a need for you to go to school. That's not the topic for today. So social media shows outcomes and not processes. You see anybody on social media today? who is teaching one of this and lots of that, maybe vlog and the like of those things. They are just showing you the outcome. They are just showing you result and everything. They are not showing you the process behind it. Little, I would say like 5% or 10% of these people, I think now they are trying to actually show us the process of how things actually work. But I think as at before, the process wasn't like known. They just come out there, shoot comedy, shoot podcasts, do this and everything, but they don't actually show you the process behind these things, the stress and everything they had to go through. So you think that, okay, I want to become this person, but you don't actually know the process and the work, the hard work that this person has actually put into this particular thing that he's doing. And everybody is copying finished version of people. That is the major mistake that makes majority of you here struggle. You feel like Coach Jude is making it in the coaching space, is making it in the tech space, so you want to be like Coach Jude. You feel like Sam Harvard is doing this, you want to be like Sam Harvard. You feel like Elon Musk is doing this, you want to be the next AI guru. You feel like this person is doing this, you want to be this. But it doesn't actually work that way. You are unique. You are uniquely made. You are not everybody. You are not what everybody likes. You are made for a specific kind of people. We are going to be digging deep on that tomorrow in positioning and branding, to help you understand how you are made for some specific kind of people and not worldwide, not everybody. So you are not meant to copy people. You are not meant to come and be, because you feel that this industry is working, because you feel like this is what is trending now and everything, you just want to copy it and be like that. No, that is wrong. When you continue to do this, you endanger yourself. I'm also going to help us understand something. I had to jot some things down while I was doing some major brainstorming today, and it said in order for you to discover your identity early, you have to be careful with these three organs, or these three things. The first one is your ears. The second one is your eyes. And the third one is your heart. Now, when it comes to your ears, be very stingy with what and who you listen to. Because what or whoever you listen to may end up defining your life. So take, for example, you are someone who naturally, you are someone who is more tilted towards the entertainment industry. And at the end of the day, you end up listening to, and let's say in the gospel aspect of it. But you see, at the end of the day, you start listening to documentings and the secular side of it. You find yourself in time, in as much as you are trying to be in the gospel side of it, you find yourself tilting towards the secular side of it because you listen to these people. I would help us understand our consciousness and subconsciousness and how these things play in understanding our identity and how it shapes our identity. Like my mentor would say, let me just tell you something. At the end of this session, there's something you are going to learn. It's going to be, it's already transformative, but I'm hoping there's going to be a shift. There's going to be a shift. So be very stingy with what and who you listen to, because these people define you. What you listen to, who you listen to, it defines you. Now, when it comes to the eyes, they said close your eyes to what you don't want or what you don't want to focus on at that time. So let's say for this time, you want to, you have finally discovered yourself, your identity, and you find out that, okay, I think on the long run, this is something I'm really going to be doing. I love video editing, and I'm going to be editing video for a very long time. I really love doing it. Like if you wake me up today and tell me, come and edit video, I would edit this video. If that is what you have decided to do, the only things you should give your eyes to are video editing course, teachers that teach on video editing, mentors that raises you and elevates you, pushes you on video editing. These are what you want to be listening to. If you end up doing or fixing your eyes on another thing, trust me, your attraction will be shifted. Will be shifted sincerely. It will. So that is not what we want to get ourselves into. So we want to actually guide our ears and guide our eyes, because those two sense organs, or those two things, basically, they are what changes and refines our thought system, which is our heart. So what you listen to, what you see, has a way of changing your heart, has a way of influencing your mind, has a way of influencing your thoughts. So that's why you see a lot of confusion. So if while I was starting out, I was a graphic designer, and I had decided that this graphic design is what I want to be doing, and I didn't listen to those people or those friends, basically, who were doing video editing and web design, that were making money. If my greed didn't play in because that was great. That was great. That was great. That was great. That was really, really great. So if my greed didn't play in, I would have been a successful graphic designer. You get the point now? But I was confused because I am doing this one. Before you know, I'm hearing something as my ears. Listen, pay attention. Ears. Now, I had 3 sense organs. Ears. Or 3 organs. Listen to your ear. Like, what does the ear hear? Eyes. What do you see? See people flashing cars here and there and everything. What is this guy doing? This guy is into software, blah, blah. And I don't want to bring money now. Let me go and do that one. Let me see. It's hard. I'll just learn it. So it's very bad. It's not good. So understand that whatever you hear, whatever you listen to, whatever you see influences your thoughts and changes your heart. Again, so whatever you see or hear consistently over time will enter into your heart. So whatever you want to be good at, whatever you want to do, consistently listen and fix your eyes on it. I was listening to my mentor say something today, and he was saying that there was a time actually he wanted to get a car. He didn't have money. Salary was 30,000 naira, and but this car was worth 400,000 naira. So what he had to do was see out a piece of paper and write 400,000 naira on it. Green car. This is the car I want, and he pasted it close to his bed in a way that when he wakes up every morning, he sees it. Understand this, oh. It's more of like faith, but let me not go there. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. Now, what you fix your eyes on, what you see, what you listen to, has a way of influencing your thoughts. And when your thoughts can be heard by God, things becomes easy for you. For him, what happened was this. He started looking at that every morning. So his thought system was, would I say corrupt now? His thought system was totally changed to understanding and listening to that amount. So wherever he's going to, if he's going to work for this and he wants to charge for it, be like, I need 400,000 naira. If he wants to do this, I need 400,000 naira. I want to do this, I need 400,000 naira. Over time, 400,000 naira came to him. I learned that principle from him, and for going to 6 months now, I've been practicing it, and it's been working very, very well. I'm just giving you a tip. If I want to get something, I had a plan to get a Persian cat. Persian cat is worth 650,000 naira. I think around $350 to $400. I don't know. Just do a calculation. And I had to write it down. So over the time, I started seeing it over the time. I had other things I was supposed to do. I had so many other priorities basically, but I just wanted to get this cat. So I was like, any free money that just come, I'll just put it into this cat. And surprisingly, the money came. And it's not like I had to run and chase it. No. It's more of like I allowed it to consume me. Now, how did it consume me? I saw it every day. I had to go back to my board. This is what I have to get. This is the amount. This is the amount. This is the amount. So this period, this is how much I am looking for. If it's 1.5, if it's 2 million, if it's 3 million, this is it. And this is what I want to get it for. So from my heart to the ears of God, I don't even have to say it. It's my thought system. It's what runs every day. So over time, when you tell me, Jude, what do you need money for? I don't have to tell you. I don't have to think or do whatever or do anything. I just tell you straight on. This is what I want to do. This is what I need money for at that particular time. And I would get it. So understand what you incline your ears to and what you see. So whatever becomes a routine in your life, your mind pushes it to the subconscious. So your subconscious. Now, let me get this straight. Can you still hear me clearly? If you can still hear me, just 111 on the comment box. 111 on the comment box. If you can hear me clearly. Now, when it comes to fixing your eyes in something, onto something, good, thank you very much. When it comes to fixing your ears and the things you hear and listen to, you have to get the point now that, what's it called? Whatever becomes a routine in your life, your mind pushes it to your subconscious. And what your subconscious do is this: it makes you act on reflex. I don't know how to fully make you understand this. It's more of like, if you want to learn how to drive a car, you can learn it today, you can perform the same exercise tomorrow and next tomorrow, and okay, let's do something you are used to. Let's say, how many of us are instrumentalists here? How many of us are instrumentalists? So I was an instrumentalist, or I am an instrumentalist. Not very good though, but at least I can do one or two things with keyboard and likes of those things. So while I was learning the first week, I actually learned the re mi fa sol la ti do. I learned that. Then I moved on to learning other 12 and 12 keys and stuff. Then after learning it over time, I became used to it. So when I'm faced with the keyboard, I don't really have to think much. I just type it. That is because my subconscious has actually learned it. So it has become a routine for me because I go to practice it every day. It becomes a routine for me. So automatically my subconscious picks it and it becomes an automated system in my head. So it's something that I can just act on reflex. I don't necessarily have to think about it. I don't necessarily have to, understand it too much. I just have to do what I have to do and it will just play out. You get now? So what makes you act? It makes you act on reflex and it becomes a habit, your second nature. So find what works and work on it. What do you want to be? What do you really enjoy doing? Understand it, find it, discover it. When you discover it, work on it. Don't be distracted. Fix your eyes on it. Fix your ears on it. Do not be distracted. If you are distracted, you have missed it. Let me move on so we don't spend too much time here. So, as a result, they collect ideas instead of direction. They learn skills without context. You don't even understand what this skill, what it entails. You don't even understand. Because you just saw that people are doing it, you just want to do it. They keep on restarting their lives every year. That is something that I have actually seen that has happened in my life. So because I think that this is what is actually working, I kept on doing it over and over and over again. And my life is more of like a routinic stuff. Every year I kept on seeing myself in the same spot, not actually moving, not growing or anything. Who would understand something better, just stick with me. So when you don't know who you are, every option feels attractive. When you don't know who you are, every option, see, it's more of like anything comes. You understand? Who knows that word? Anything comes. Anything that comes, you take it as anyhow. Anyhow, as it just come, just take them. So when you don't know who you are, every option feels attractive. Content creation, video editing, so copywriter, social media management, they just feel attractive and so very nice. And it's not like you're not learning everything, you can, but it will you end up being confused. Because you are not known for one particular thing. And the algorithm, I would help you understand how this affects the algorithm. But let's just move. So we have to now understand the difference between identity and skills and why it really matters. So maybe you would have you think that skills basically are your identity. No. You first have to discover your identity before you then fix a skill to it. If you don't actually understand your identity and you learn a skill, they're going to oyo on you. So a skill is something you learn. Why identity is why and how you use that skill. A skill is like, let's say I want to learn copywriting. That is a skill. I can learn it. But identity is why. Why am I actually learning copywriting? And how am I going to use this skill? As you can see, you find that at the end of the day, this thing is tied to our purpose. That's the reason why I started with understanding our purpose. So your purpose is more of like your identity. Who are you? Do you understand me now? So a skill is something you learn, but that identity is why am I actually learning this skill? So I knew that I was an advocate and I tilted more into the career coaching field because I have this passion to teach people, to impact people, to help them understand who they are, to impact them with this. I love teaching. That's just it. You get now? So as a career coach, I can teach, help you discover who you are, and then also help you with learning that particular skill you would want to learn, and then we move on from there. But first is understanding who you are. So once you understand who you are, you want to then do something. You want to then do something. What skill? There is always a skill. I always say there's always a skill that accompanies your purpose or your identity. Let me give an example now. Let's say for someone who's going to be a pastor. So you've discovered your identity and you find out that you're a people's person. You are going to be teaching. And you know, one of pastor's core skills is actually teaching. So in order for you to be actually a teacher or a good teacher, you have to then understand and learn the speaking skills. True of us? True. And that is a skill, right? But now you already understand why you are learning that skill, because now you understand your identity is to be a teacher. And in order for you to be a teacher, you have to understand and know how to speak and speak rightly. So you then learn speaking skill. You can move forward to learning copywriting, understanding psychology, understanding the people you speak to, your target audience, and know how to rightfully speak to them and grab their attention. But that is because you have already known this is my identity, this is what I'm going to be doing. So every other thing or every other skill you are going to be learning will sit towards your purpose and the direction of your identity. I don't know if we are getting. If you are getting me, just drop your favorite sticker. Thank you very much. You get now. So for some people who wants to be, on the long run, you think you are going to be a very good marketer. A very good marketer. So what does it take for you to be a very good marketer? Let me see how I can put this in a very simple way. If you want to be a farmer, can you just say, wake up in the morning and say, I think I know who I am. I love farming, so I'm going to be a farmer. But you don't have any background knowledge on farming. You don't understand what farming is. You don't know the type of farming. You don't know where you are going to farm on. I don't know if you get it. You will now have to learn and understand what's the meaning of farming. What does farming entail? What skill do I need to be a very good farmer? Okay, when it comes to farming, am I just going to be farming? What about the selling? My produce, how do I do it? I have to sell it. So do I learn marketing? Do I learn this? So what would actually make you want to learn a skill, actually, is that you have already understood your purpose and your identity. You know yourself. If you don't know yourself, whatever you are going to be learning is going to be for waste. Because there are people who have actually studied in school for 7 years. They studied medical laboratory. And at the end of the day, they found out that their calling and what they actually love doing is farming. So that means that you wasted the whole of 7 years just for you to discover later in life that what you actually love doing and your identity is a farmer. So if you had known, you would have first discover yourself and your identity and know who you are before going to school and saying, okay, I think now I want to study crop science. I want to go for agri science and this and that and stuff like that. And still understand, okay, farming, is it fish farming? Is it corn farming? Is it palm wine or palm tree, whatever? There are different types of farming. So what do you want to do? I don't know if you understand this now. So if you don't actually understand the foundation, you don't understand yourself, every other thing you are going to be learning, if you like, have the best coach or the best teacher to come and teach you, you will still at the end of the day fail and you return back to square one. Do we get? Do we really understand that? Do we get that? See the reason why discovering this identity is very important. Because it's the foundation, the core foundation of everything we would want to be. So there are people who want to be apostles. There are people who want to be prophets. There are people who want to be this and that. So if you want to be a prophet, your identity or your calling to be a prophet, and you are learning under a pastor, do you think you will learn prophetic? Do you think you will learn the prophetic? I'm just giving an example. It's not like that is actually true, but then I'm just trying to set an example. I don't know if you get me now. So you are trying to be an electrician, someone who fix fan, who fix, just name them, just like an electrician basically. And you are learning under somebody who is into tech, and the person is web designer. Do you think at the end of the day, even if you end up learning that web design skill, you will not be able to implement it in your journey, in your identity, in your life, in your purpose? And when you're unable to do that, you miss it. You miss it totally. That is not what we want to do. That's not where we want to get to. That is not it at all. So, two people can learn the same skill. One of them will thrive, another person will burn out. Two people can go to school. Both of you will study law. One of them at the end of the day will become an hairdresser. Another person will remain a lawyer. What changed? You will find out at the end of the day what that person who studied law, who later became an hairdresser, what he actually or what she actually loved was just hair. She loved the art of plaiting. She finds so much joy and pleasure in it. We've seen this over and over again. We are not the first person to graduate. You are not the first person. Most of you are still undergraduate now. At the end of the day, the same person you studied with, your course mate, may end up doing POS. I'm telling you, chemical engineering, that's what this guy studied. The people come up with first class and we end up doing POS. Very funny, but it's crazy. You know why? Because first, let me tell you something. As much as we are going to blame the government, blame the economy, blame everything, first, that we are disadvantaged as a country. As a nation, we are disadvantaged because these things does not even help us. You have to understand yourself. Like I said while starting this, they don't teach you self-awareness. They don't teach you how to discover your skill or discover your identity in school. They don't teach you any of that. So you are disadvantaged. You're on the wrong side of the coin. So you have to fix your life. So in order for you to fix your life, you have to first understand what am I actually called to do? What is it that I actually love? Let me just continue doing it. That is what we call accomplishment. You're not going to be accomplished when you are doing somebody else's job. You are going to be accomplished when you are doing your own job. Now, I have students currently who I was given permission to say this, so I'll just have to say it. I have someone who, I'm not going to name the bank. She works at a bank. She has worked in that bank for 7 good years. No promotion, nothing. No car, no house, nothing, just salary. And the life has been routinic. Wake up in the morning, struggle, take bus, especially those who live in Lagos, you understand. Take bus early in the morning, go to work so that you are not late. When you get there, you work, come back in the evening. Just like that, over and over again, go to church, triangle life. For 7 years, and at the end of the day, she was sacked. She may be here listening. Do you know how painful that is? And now, this is when she's actually understanding. Prior to the time where she was being, where she was to be sacked, she actually got the nudge. You know, she sat down to actually evaluate her life and found out that, the reason why I've actually been doing this is because of money. So you have to know your why. What you want to do. What you have in mind to do right now. Is it because people are doing it? Or because you want to do it? Is it because there is money in it? Or because you enjoy doing it? Is it because of what people will say? Or because of what you want? Is it because of what your parents will say? Or because of what you really want to do? You have to understand that. You can imagine it's so painful when you come to think about it. It's more like I've been laboring for 7 years and it is now I want to start my life. I just discovered now that this is what I am very good at, this is what I want to do. You said what? I don't get. I don't know how to put it, but it's like, no, now, it's not supposed to be. So do you understand how important it is that you actually understand your identity and then chase it? I've always been against working in the corporate sector. Reasons because it's more of like these people will just use you, do whatever you have to do and everything. At the end of the day, you return back to square one. If you are sacked, you return back to your home and then start thinking about your life again. Maybe that's when you not think of what am I not going to do this time now? I don't know if you're getting me. It's painful. So after 7 years wasted, it is now you have been able to discover your identity. It is now you want to start up over again. It's never too late to start, but sometimes the years wasted is so painful that we don't just want it as an experience. So that is the reason why it is very important that you actually learn and understand your identity. This thing we call identity early enough so that you won't make mistake on the long run. So the skill aligned with the person's identity and not the others. That is the reason why the two people can learn one same skill, the same skill. One of them will thrive, the other person will burn out, because the skill aligned with one person's identity, but the other person did not align with it. That is the reason why you will go to school and your course mates, who is very bright, who even came out first class, you came out with 2-2. You will thrive with that course you studied, but the other person who did first class, at the end of the day, will go and be a banker. And did not study banking and finance. Now agricultural science is studied. So it's different. So it's because it's a misaligned identity. You get the point now. So when identity comes first, learning becomes easier, consistency improves, and growth becomes natural. That is something I have understood with my own personal journey. When identity comes first, when you have now understood, when you have now sat down to say, okay, yes, I know what I'm going to do. I know my purpose. My purpose is to be impacting young ones. My purpose is to help as much people as I can help. My purpose is to teach. My purpose is to raise a burning generation. My purpose is to do this. So whatever I have to do in order for me to fulfill that purpose, fulfill that identity, I can now learn it as a skill. Do you get? So while I'm learning it, I already know my why and what I'm going to use it for, or how I'm going to use it. Do you understand now? So the learning becomes easier because it's not like you already know what you are learning now. But there are people you are already learning this thing already, but you're already picking interest in another thing. So you are confused. Understand though what I said in the first place. What do you listen to? What do you see? They shape your thoughts. They shape your thoughts and your heart. So you have to understand that. So when you are fixed on learning one particular thing, when you are fixed on learning this thing, okay, this is what is going to help me, this is what I want to do, trust me, something happens. Learning becomes very easy. I want to be a social media manager. Just learn social media management, everything about social media management. Just be learning everything about social media management. One thing you have to understand is you cannot finish learning a skill. You cannot. It's confusing when people say, I finished learning this, I want to learn another one. As how? Who told you that? You cannot finish learning a skill. Where your knowledge stops is where another person's own starts. You cannot finish learning a skill. So you can keep on diving and digging deep into one particular skill, and you find that it's bigger than you. That is something you have to understand. So then you are consistent. Consistency improves and growth becomes natural. Very, very natural. So, but when skills come first, frustration follows. Comparison grows. Comparison. When you just want to learn a skill first. And this one, that's when you start having these confusions of this person is actually making it more than me. This person is working well, this person is not working well. Then quitting becomes frequent. That is it's evil, but it's true. You just easily quit. You get to a point where you are just stuck and like, I beg, I'm not feeling again. Let me just rest. Quitting becomes frequent. Skills grows faster when they sit on identity. You get now? Let's say you want to build a house and you already have a bungalow already. If you have another idea of building, let's say 5-bedroom duplex or stuff like that, are you going to build it on top of the bungalow, or you destroy the bungalow and build it again? That's what happens when you start learning a skill first before your identity comes. You will think what you want is actually a bungalow. At the end of the day, you now find out that I think I would like a 5-bedroom duplex. Confusion comes, expense increase, and everything becomes like starting from the beginning again. So identity in this digital age, why it is critical now? Why is it critical? Why is it that you must understand your identity now? Now, the digital world rewards first clarity, second consistency, and third specificity. You have to be specific. Now you have to come up with a very clear offer. We're going to dig deep into that tomorrow. Basically, you have to be very clear. Who are you? You are not a jack of all trades and master of none. You have a lot of skills. You have this, you have this. I'm going to tell you how to actually go about it. But first of all, wait. What the digital world rewards. You will never understand me if you find out that I'm doing this. Like, what is that boy even into self? Maybe Joshua will know me as this one. Blessing will know me as this. Another person will know me as. Everybody know me as coach. In as much as I have different companies and I operate, in different realms, but I'm a coach. That's what they know me as. So everybody, Coach Jude, good. That's who I am. That's my identity. You can call me a business consultant also. You get now. So you have to be clear on who you are. You have to be very, very clear. That's what the digital world now. That's what the reward. That's what the algorithm recognizes. So if you want to grow on this social media and everything, I'm going to teach you algorithm tomorrow. I'm going to just pinch on it and everything. But if you actually want to understand what the algorithm is looking for, what the social platforms and all that are looking for, is clarity. If you are clear, the search engine picks you immediately. They picks you faster. and it's very easy for you to scale. And when you are consistent, it's very easy for you to want to do something and you're consistent with it than when you are doing multiple things. You find out that you have to drop one for the other because you cannot carry two things at the same time. The scripture says you cannot serve God and mammon at the same time. It's impossible, highly impossible. You have to first chase one, get one, move on with it. The other will come. So you consistent, then be specific. What do you want? Who are you? Do not be a jack of all trades. Online these days, people decide in seconds. Like I said right now, algorithm rewards focus, clarity. Clarity. What are you focused on? Specificity. That specific thing you are doing, that specific thing you are known of, or you are known for. Opportunities go to those who are easy to understand. So right now, if I want to hire a video editor, basically per se, I will not go and hire somebody who is video editor, web designer, this one. No, it's more like the person is doing multiple things. I feel like the person cannot do what I asked the person to do, like, very well. It's just like a perspective the person has actually planted in my head automatically just by seeing that person's profile online. So I have gotten a perspective. So you have to understand that your identity online basically is your identity physically. So whatever you want to become, you have to also clarify it and be very clear on it when you are posting yourself or when you are going to brand yourself or whatever you want to do online. Understand that aspect. If you have a gig now, you want somebody to design graphics for you, basically. Let's give an example, random example, and you find somebody who is doing like 7 things at a time, and somebody who has been doing only graphic design for like years now. Who would you likely give? Let me get the answer. Let me get the answer in the chat box. Who would you likely give? Who would you give? Let me hear that. You are looking to hire somebody as a graphic designer to help you do something, and one of them is a graphic designer, but he has 6 other skills that is tackling at the same time, and the other person is just a graphic designer. That is who that person is. That is just what he's doing. Who would you give? Exactly, the person that has been doing it, because it's just very, very clear and very easy. It's more of like it's very clear to even talk to that person than the other person, because the other person will just be like stuff like that. So you don't want to find yourself in that. You don't want to find yourself in that field, basically. So opportunities goes to those who are easy to understand. So if you don't know your identity digitally, your content will be scattered. Because today you post A, tomorrow you post B, next tomorrow you post C. The algorithm and SEO search engine will just be like confused. Who is this person doing? Who are you? Somebody touch your neighbor and say, who are you? Did I just hear one? Your brand will be confusing. And your income will be on, okay, this is what is going to support my identity. This is what is going to support this career. So somebody who wants to go into farming, if he's looking for workers, or if he's looking for somebody, or a co-founder that would, or a co-farmer basically who would work with him closely, he will not go and look for a banker. He will not go and look for what's it called now? A tech guru that does web design first. That's not what he's looking for first. What he will look for is a person that can complement his purpose or what he wants to do at that particular point. Do we get? So you will know what to learn. You will know what to ignore, and you will stop comparing. You will know this is you, this is me, I am uniquely made. This is what I want to do, and when you are consistent with it, you will see results. It is when you are not consistent that's when you don't see results. You do it for 1 year, you do it for 1 month, and you are crying. The same people you are comparing yourself with, they have been on it for like 7 years. Some have been on it for like 10 years. Some have been on it for 4 years. Do you see majority of these comments and what's it called, skit makers and lives of these people you see today, do you think they just blew up once? Some of them have been struggling for 16 years. Some of them have been struggling for 4 years, 5 years. So you now think that I will just learn a skill and I'll start making money, I'll start growing followers in like 1 year, 6 months. It happens, it's very possible. But I'm telling you, when you don't see it, that doesn't mean that it's not working. That doesn't mean that it's not working. I'm supposed to give an example, but I'm not sure of my audience if we are mature enough for that example. So let me just throw this example. In order for you to give birth, you have to make sex. You have to make love. You have to have sex. So does it mean that when you are having sex, you have been having sex with your spouse for 8 years now, no babies produced? Does it mean that sex is a scam? Get that point. It doesn't mean that sex is a scam. It means that there is something, there's an underlying factor. There is something that is wrong. So when you actually, you know you are going through the right direction, you have learned something, you are branding yourself online, you are not scattered, this is what you have been doing consistently, and you are not getting results, that doesn't mean that the internet is a scam or there is a special magic that people are doing. It means that something is actually wrong that you have to fix. That is the reason why majority of the time I will tell you, get a coach, get a mentor, get somebody who will guide you. You definitely need a guide. In everything you want to do in this life, there are people who are already doing it, that you can actually follow their ladder and get there faster instead of you finding your own path. Do we get? You understand now? So you stop comparing, you grow faster with less stress. So if you are finding yourself being stressed and here and there and everything, it's because you are carrying so many things and you are learning so many things. So clarity does not mean perfection, it means direction. So when you actually understand your identity, you have a clear direction of where to go, what to do, and what to take you there. So if I'm going to travel to US tomorrow, and I'm currently in Lagos State, Nigeria, and I'm moving to United States of America, I know this is my destination. What is going to take me to United States of America? That is what I'm going to do that will take me there. If I don't do what will take me there, I will not get there. So my identity now is United States of America. So what am I going to do to get to United States of America? If I have to learn a skill, and that skill is what will take me there, then I will learn it. With the understanding that I have already understood my identity and discovered my identity and my purpose, and I say, okay, United States. Do you understand? So you grow faster with less stress. So it does not necessarily mean perfection. It means direction and clear direction. So with identity, branding becomes easier. Positioning makes sense. Monetization becomes logical, very easy, it's very nice, it's very fast, it's very sweet. Anything you are doing it just goes smoothly when you know what you are called to do, what you want to do, and what you are really passionate in doing. It just becomes so easy for you to scale. It just becomes so easy for you to brand online. It becomes so easily for you to do anything. Do you understand the point? So clarity reduces pressure. This direction restores confidence. So you already have a direction. Okay, I'm going to travel to, let's say I have a destination in mind now. I'm going to go to Ireland. I'm going to go to mainland and I'm in Ireland. I have to take transport. This bus terminal, I have to take BRT. I just go straight. When you already know now I find myself confused. Even as a coach, I found myself confused over the time. Do you know why? And whenever I'm confused, do you know what really helps me? Let me start from there. Documentation. I write. So when I'm just at a spot or at a stage in my life where I'm just feel like, I'm tired, it's like everything is combusting in my head. The company stress, this stress, this stress, this stress, people stress, and everything is just heavy on me. What I have to do, the reason why I'm confused and why I'm having that headache is actually because I don't actually have a clear direction of what is actually going on. So, but when I write it down, okay, what is disturbing me? Number one, this. Number two, this. Number three, this. Number four, this. And I see it. Oh, is this one? It's more of like I have released my body and I have dropped it. And when I drop it, it's easy. It's simple. Do we get the point? It's very easy. So direction restores confidence. And when I know where I'm going to, it's very easy. I am bold. I can go to wherever I want to go to. So common questions and confusions that people already, majority of us have, and which of course I have had over the years. Thank you. If you can still hear me clearly, just type 111 on the comments box so I know you can still hear me clearly so I can move on. Hello, can you guys still hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly? Type 111 if you can hear me. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, good. So majority of the questions and confusions we actually have I had while I was growing up as a young creative. And I also put up a poll in a group platform yesterday, and I saw that we also have this problem. I'm going to be helping us understand it now. Some there are people who ask that this is one of the common questions. What if I have many interests? What if I choose wrong? Can my now let me first, before I even go to the answers, let me help you understand something. What if I have many interests? As how? The reason why you're having many interests is because you have not actually discovered your identity. You have not identified yourself first. So you are bound to be confused. See, there is one thing you have to understand when it comes to actually positioning yourself, discovering your identity. You can still discover your identity and be confused. You know why? Because you don't have discipline. Discipline is something that is actually underrated. It's something we don't actually explain enough. Discipline in the chat box. If you can hear me clearly, discipline, discipline, discipline. So you can have a skill. You can discover your identity, have a skill, and you can still be confused because you lack discipline. You cannot see one thing and say this is what I want to do. You pick interest easily. Even when you have discovered yourself and say, okay, this is what I want to do, you still find yourself confused on which one will I actually do, which one is more profitable. And it actually happens because of our greed. Because you saw somebody who is doing graphic designing or video editing, the person is making money, you became a video editor. So even as a video editor, you now find out that you have stayed there for like 1 month or 2 months, 6 months, 1 year. You have not gotten $1 million gig, $2,000 gig, and the likes of those things. And you are seeing people's testimony every day. You are oppressed, the pressure. Said it's breaking. Can you hear me? Can you still hear me? Said it's breaking. If you can still hear me, just type discipline on the chat box. Type discipline on the chat box if you can still hear me clearly. Okay, thank you. It's okay now. All right, good. So if you can still hear me, just type discipline, discipline, discipline. Everybody discipline, discipline, discipline. So you can still discover your skill. Everything we are teaching here today, you may understand. You can still understand, discover your skill. Okay, you now know what you want to do. You have done your assignment and everything. But at the end of the day, you still end up confused. Why? Because you lack discipline. In everything and in anything you want to do, discipline is a core thing, something that is very important, something you cannot do without. This is the reason why the majority of people are still, still experiencing breakup or breaks up. I don't know. Let me not go there. It's the reason why you are still experiencing breakup. Because at the end of the day, you like Emeka today, tomorrow. Emeka is your spec today, but tomorrow Emeka is not your spec again. You're not disciplined, you're not focused. Don't have this particular thing that you want to focus and chase. You think everybody is perfect. You end up hitting yourself on the nerves. Let me not even go there. Let me not go there. You end up injuring yourself every single time. Do you get the point? So we don't want to do that. We don't want to find ourselves in that, rat hole or rat circle, basically. So let me deal on the question. So what if I choose wrong? You cannot choose wrong. That's just one thing. You cannot choose wrong if you already understand your identity. And if you have a coach or you have someone who is to guide you. If you don't have, it's going to be quite hard for you, but it's something you can actually discover by yourself just by hearing me speak. And if you have been here from the beginning, you don't actually understand by now what you want to do. And basically, there is something you also have to understand. You cannot be what you want to be without research. There are times that you actually think that, okay, oh, this is what I want to be, this is what I want to do, but you don't have enough understanding. That's why if you are understanding what I was actually saying from the beginning, I said they learn skill without context. You don't actually understand the skill, the core factors and the concept of that skills. You are just learning it. So when you don't actually understand it, you end up injuring yourself basically. So that's the reason why I have this book. It's called the Digital Skill Hand Guide. So for there are individuals who basically want to brand themselves online, who wants to go online, who, you know, they've been hearing different good things and nice things online, so they want to brand themselves online, but they don't actually understand the opportunities online, the skills that are there for them to learn and everything. So you can actually go and get that book. It's called the Digital Skill Hand Guide. You can just go seller.com, just search it online, search Area Jude Digital Skill Hand Guide. Search on Google, you basically see it. Just search Google, just say Area Jude Digital Skill Hand Guide. Digital Skill Hand Guide. Somebody type it on the chat box. Digital Skill Hand Guide. So you can just take it and search it on Google. Basically, you see how to get that book there. So you know everything that are online. Basically, majority of the skill, high income skills that are currently there that you can basically choose from and say, okay, this particular thing supports my career, this particular thing supports my vision and identity. Now, can my identity change later? We understand this. What if I don't feel good at anything yet? How long should I stick to one direction? The question, cool. So identity evolves, but it must start. In everything you want to do, you have to start. If you don't actually start, there is no way you are going to. That's something you have to know. There are talents, there are things, there are potentials, there are worth that belongs to you that you cannot access unless you grow. Know that, and know that for sure. There are potentials hidden, buried deep down within you. There are wealth, there are talents, there are things that are hidden within you that you will never have access to unless you grow. And growth starts from actually understanding your identity and starting, not just staying in one place and murmuring, thinking, or trying to understand things over. And just know what you want to do and go for it. Be a go-getter. You cannot fully discover yourself until you evolve. You will find out that there are things that you don't enjoy doing now, but when you get to a certain phase, you begin to enjoy them. So, in all, it is just to start. When you start, you will start getting more clarity. In as much as you have directions, you will find that when you start, it broadens. So, at the end of the day, I had a vision while I was in while I was an undergraduate. I think my 100 level year, Eliezer Alliance. That was where the vision came out from. And I actually thought it was just something that I can just be teaching people skill, an organization that is found around teaching people skill, going to school and lots of those things. But do you know that over time, understanding and growing, I have now found out that Eliezer Alliance is actually an NGO, a non-for-profit organization. I'm like, this one is big now. God, why will you give me something? So that's why they will tell you most times that God will not give you a vision that is small, but a vision that is bigger than you. So, but basically, you will not actually understand first. You will think it's something you can handle. But when you go into it, you will find out that, this thing is big, this thing is great, this thing is nice, But you will not actually understand what that thing is unless you choose to start and you choose to grow and you evolve. So, growth and discovery are in phases and are in stages. You understand that? Growth and discovery, discovering your identity, they are in phases and in stages. You understand? So, until you get there, you won't know what is necessary. Discovery is useless unless you start. Now, a lot of things you pray for will not answer to prayer, but will definitely answer to your growth. I'm just trying to help you with these answers. A lot of things you are praying for right now, I want to make money, I want to travel abroad, I want to make my father proud, I want to make this thing, will not actually will not actually happen because you are praying, you are a good prayer warrior, you can pray for 73 hours a day, straight, you can do this. No, it will not happen like that. It will only happen in your growth because these things are very deep down within you. The Lord who created you said he created you in his own likeness. So every talent that God has, everything he has is in you. So don't think everything, all the financial knowledge, all the marketing strategies and everything is in you. It will only happen when you choose to grow, when you start. It will not happen like magic or miraculously. No. majority of the things you are praying for will happen with growth. So there are stages where I prayed. It's more of like somebody who says right now that, okay, just imagine you have a kid and the kid tell you, Dad, I want a car. And this kid is just like 10 years old. Will you get a car for that kid? And you're a billionaire. Will you get a car for him or her? In as much as you have the money to do this, you have resources and everything, you would not. Because why? He doesn't need it at that point. But when he grows, there is a high chance that he can get that car. So there are a lot of things that growth introduces that even prayer cannot introduce. Now, if you even see, I think, let me note it. I think at around Matthew 25 verse 15, when the story of the talents, you find out that he said he gave talents according to their ability or capacity. He gave some 10, he gave some 5, he gave some 2. He gave them according to their ability. So there are some things you cannot handle now. That is the reason why I cannot give that child a car now. Because he cannot handle it. He does not have the capacity, the ability to handle it. So it will not come. So there are some things you are wanting to learn. There are some things you want to understand and that you will never understand unless you grow. It comes with growth. There are a lot of things that growth introduces. It introduces a new phase, a new chapter, a new stage that you have to now learn. That's the reason why I tell you that you cannot fully learn one skill. You cannot fully learn something. You continue to learn and grow every day. Do you understand now? So consistency reveals identity faster than thinking. You don't need your final identity. You need your current direction. So understand, what do I want to do? Get a template. Take your book. What do I want to do? Who I am? What is it that I find interest in doing? List it out. I find interest in doing this, and everything. If you are currently in the group chat, you can, I think I would open the chat. Let's see, maybe after the meeting, I'm going to open the chat. Just draft a list of what you enjoy doing, what you like doing, what you want to do. Let us do some engagement there before we round up totally for today. So understand that you don't need your final identity now. And you want to be a pastor. What type of pastor do you want to be? Is it a global pastor? Is it this one? Is this one? You want to be a marketer? Is it a marketer for your community? Is it a marketer for a particular product? Is it a marketer for this country? Is it a global marketer? You don't need to know yet. Just know what you want to do and then create a clear direction for it. This is what I have to do to get here. So know your why, know your how, know your where, know your when, and know your what. Do you get? I want to learn this. Why? How am I going to learn it? What do I need to get there? When am I going to learn it? Now. Start now. Do you understand? So I'm going to give you a formula in discovering your identity. Call it the IDF, Identity Discovery Formula. It's called pattern, problems, and energy. When it comes to pattern, what is that pattern that you have discovered over the years that I love doing this thing? This is something that I actually love doing. If I'm sleeping like this, if you wake me up, I'll do it. If you do, so I actually love doing it. So somebody can call me today and say, hey, hop on your laptop, let's work on a funnel. ASAP. I stand off my bed because I love doing it. It's sweet. It's nice. Most times it's a bad habit. I'm not telling you to do it, but sometimes I actually prioritize my work. I think I'm too passionate, but this passionate is becoming something else. I prioritize it more than food. So I can be on my system for like straight 24 hours. And I will not even think of food. I don't think I'm hungry. There are days where I've forgotten that I've not eaten. That I've forgotten, like totally forgot days. Forgotten that I've not eaten. Because I'm currently busy, and that is just what is in my head. I'm consumed. I already have a clear direction. I already have what I want to do. That is what I'm just doing. And while I enjoy myself doing this, I'm making money. And I don't have to be stressed. I don't have to be called every morning. Hey, you are not at work today. Hey, you are late. I just do my side. I just do what I just do. You can decide not to work it today. I've already received salary. Salary will still come at the end of the month. I don't know if you get the point now. So understand those patterns, the problems that you actually have seen. I would explain it. Let's go down. So it's called pattern, problems, and energy equals to your identity. So the patterns, what do you do repeatedly? What do people consistently ask you for? What topic keeps on showing up in your life? Take note of it. What do you do repeatedly? What do people consistently ask you for? What topic keeps on showing in your life? Okay, I asked you to draft your likes. First of all, understand this formula. You would know what to do. Understand this formula. Understand the formula. So the patterns is, what do you do repeatedly, what do people consistently ask you for, and what topic keeps on showing in your life. That is for the pattern. Now we're trying to understand identity. This is a formula to actually understand your identity. So that's number one. Number two, problems. What problem do you naturally notice? Like me, I could say while I was in school, I was actually the president and student coordinator of my fellowship in school then. And I actually think the reason, in as much as I did not call for it, I did not want it, but I felt something happened while I resumed 100 level and everything. I could actually spot faults, errors, mistakes, things that I did not like, things not like I did not like, but things that I feel like these things were actually wrong. These patterns are not right. These things are not good. The Lord does not expect us to do this way. This is not how a believer should react. This is not how a believer should be like. This is not it. So I could spot those problems. So in as much as I could have the ability to spot the problem, it means that I had the potential to provide the solution for it. So over time, it's it's converted into a position that led me to become the head. So I could actually, the problem I have seen, or you solve it, and I could do the one that the Lord strengthened me to do, and the one I could not, of course, the Lord helped, and the next person who came on board will definitely do it. It keeps on going like that over and over and over again, like stuff like that. You get now. So what issues annoys you enough that you want to fix? Like, no, these people are not doing this thing well. This is not how it's supposed to be. People that are, I think people that are in politics now, they'll tell you, this is not how this thing is supposed to be. The law is, I don't know whatever they used to say, but you just feel like there is a problem here. You have to solve it. You are just so passionate and eager. There are people who are very good. I've come across people in life that are very, very good in what they do, very, very good, and they are passionate. You will know from a standpoint that this person is actually passionate with what he or she is doing, the course he or she is studying, or whatever skill he or she is currently learning. You will know that this person is actually passionate. You will definitely know that. So, what do people often explain to others? Oh, sorry, what do you often explain to others very well, and you explain it to them very well that they understand it, they grab it, they get it? You are very good in actually explaining this thing. So that's why when you come to me to say you want to learn a skill, you want to discover yourself, you see that I can actually sit down with you for hours talking to you how to actually go about it, how to do it. Do you get the point? Because this is something I know. It is my core. It's something I understand. Something I've been doing. So I will naturally just tell you. So I could know that, okay, I tilt towards the teaching aspect. So I'm very good at teaching and impacting. Do you get the point now? So that is the problem. And the last one is the energy. What work energizes you? There are people who does not like to clear, who don't like farming, who hate farming. But there are people who love it so well. I'm just citing examples. So I'm not asking you to go and farm. Is this still good? Are we good? Do you understand? If you can hear me clearly, still type. Just type 111 if you are getting me. If you understand 111, if you are grabbing. So do you get the point? Do you get the point now? According to what's this called? What's this guy called? Odogu. So energy, what work energizes you? What drains you even if you are good at it? What can you do for long hours without forcing yourself? Like I mentioned just now, I can work on my system for hours and even forget that I'm not eating. Can work for hours. Can be on my system and just be doing what I'm doing. I just love it. I enjoy it. It's very sweet. Do we get? Do we understand? Do we understand? So, coming to the close of our day one of our Identity and Income Summit. Identity. You are not behind. You were just never taught how to choose. Schools didn't teach you. Majority of our parents did not teach you. They did not teach me. Tomorrow, we're going to take this identity and show us how to position it clearly so people understand, trust, and choose you. Basically, that's what we're going to be dealing with tomorrow. Tomorrow is it's fired. Like, I can't wait for tomorrow, sincerely. Tomorrow is my core. It's one thing I really, really love. Tomorrow is branding. People who know me basically know that I've actually loved branding for a very long time now. I've been singing it and preaching it all my life since I became a creative, basically. So tomorrow we are going to take this identity and then show you how to position yourself clearly and brand yourself clearly so that people will understand you, trust you, and choose you to even want to buy from you. So that's what we are going to be dealing with tomorrow. So if we have enjoyed today's class, let's drop a fire emoji on the chat box. Patterns. What about patterns? What did you know here in patterns? So I said basically there are three. The identity formula, or the formula for discovering one's identity, is pattern plus problem plus energy is equals to your identity. So the pattern basically is, what do you do repeatedly? What do you find yourself doing repeatedly on your day? It's something that you do every day. Think about it. You know, this is something that you do every day. You enjoy doing it. I know a girl currently in this comment section who loves to log in. She can video herself for Africa. That's vlog. That's nice. That's something that you currently enjoy and everything. You can basically brand yourself online as a, content creator and stuff like that. And you get brand ambassadorial deal and so many other things. Let me never go there. We'll get there when it comes to monetization and all that. So what do people consistently ask you for? Talking about patterns again because of, I think I've asked the question. What do people consistently ask you for? Understand that. Think about it. Jot them down. What do you do repeatedly? What do people consistently ask you for? What topic keeps on showing up in your life? Do you get? So those are the patterns that you look out for and feel like, okay, this actually tilts, this actually makes me want to understand. This actually contributes. You see, majority of the times the word system helps us understand that whatever we have actually been looking for is actually close to us. They will put it in a very local language. How did they say it again? No. What you define for Sokoto is already in your Shokoto. I think something like that. I think that's how they put it. So basically, whatever you are looking for, this identity that you are trying to find is just close to you. You are just the one that have not been paying attention to it. So if you're able to understand this formula, the patterns, what's the second one? The patterns, the problem, and the energy, you would sure be, you would understand basically what your identity is, and you then understand, okay, I now know this is what I want to do and all that. So do we get that? Do we get that? Let's drop fire emoji on the chat box if you know you are here and you can hear me clearly. Let's round up for today. We have tried 1 hour 35 minutes. I actually thought we would have been able to run it across 1 hour 30 minutes. Do we get? So are we good to go? So how many of us here currently now have identified? You have an idea. You think that you have an idea now of what your identity may be. Tell me. I want to see it on the comment section before at least let me know that I did not teach rubbish. let me be sure that at least you get something, you understand something now. Hey, let me understand something. So do you know what your identity is now? Do you have a clue? Do you think that not true? Have you gotten to that moment now? I know about my identity. I think Omo, I think I'll be Mommy Gio. I think that's what I was called to be, a Mommy Gio. I have an idea now. Hey, good. I thought you would not have an idea. Ah, see, Blessing. Blessing already knows. Yes. Bravo, bravo, bravo. That's actually nice. Return it to one single screen. Okay, you've done it already. All right. Good, 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 good. Okay. Jessica, you don't understand yet. You don't understand, okay? I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm so happy. So how many of us are ready for tomorrow? And if you know you're going to be here tomorrow, say yes, sir. Whatever you have to say, just assure me that you are going to be here tomorrow. Good, 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 good. So we are going to try as much as possible to see what we can do tonight in helping us discover fully. And some of us are already sure of what we want to be. Some of us are still, I would say, to a certain point, you have an idea now. You just need, I would say, confirmation and stuff. So I'll see what I can do tonight to actually see how many people I can respond to and get response, good confirmations for them and all that. Then tomorrow, I'm going to help you understand what skill you are going to fully understand what skill you can, the skill that accompanies this identity. So when you understand the skill that accompanies the identity, now going to show you this is how you brand yourself with this skill. This is how you position for this skill. And at the end of the day, this thing that you love doing, that you so love doing, maybe you love sleeping. You can collect Guinness Award, book of record for sleeping. You see, everything has a reward. That's something you have to know. So you just have to determine your own reward and carve out your own reward. So if you want your reward to be money, if you want your reward to be award, if you want your reward to be certificate, pick your reward and stick to it. You get the point now. So tomorrow I'm going to be helping you understand how you can how you can brand and position yourself, that skill, that identity, in a way that it's able to generate funds for you. And the three, which I am very, very anxious of and so pumped up and ready for, I'm going to be teaching monetization. I'm not just going to be telling you this is how you can make money online. No, I'm not those people. I'm going to tell you this is how you can make money online through this skill. One, then I'm going to create streams for you, streams of income with a particular skill. So let's say you are a video editor. How you can make money as a video editor in 3 ways, in 4 ways, in 5 ways, in 7 ways. We're going to know tomorrow. So I'm going to cite some example. Hopefully I'm able to cite your skill. Sorry if I'm not able to cite your skill by then. So let's wait for day 2, day 3. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'm glad. I'm happy that today went through. I'm so excited. It's very nice. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Thank you for attending, and let's continue on our group chat. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. All right, then I'm going to end the stream. Before then, let us soak the place with small music. Don't end yet. Just mute the mic. It's not playing. Okay? It's playing. Oh, check. Oh. even when it's muted. Wait, I want to see what this music play.
I was asking you online.